got you niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
All right, little biscuits and sun-dried tomatoes. This is your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown.
And this is a special episode because this is my birthday episode. I'm turning a whole 38.
Ooh,
that's right. So for medium popcorn, niggas spoiling movies, I was like, you know what? I'm going to spoil a movie that came out in 2010 that is a fictionalized version of probably what actually happened on Facebook, The Social Network. And the reason why I chose The Social Network, which is directed by David Fincher and written by Aaron Sorkin, is because it's one of my favorite films of all time because I love the script. I love the way it's filmed. I love the acting because the acting, this movie introduced me to Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
This was like a huge breakout for him. Justin Timberlake, but DUI and
DWI.
DWI, that's right.
Because he was. No.
Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't drinking.
Oh, he was just high.
He was on cocaine. He was on poppers. He was on all sorts of fucking shit. He was on Molly, cocaine, and poppers.
What?
He was on poppers. That means he was popping that ass. Just saying.
I mean, not for nothing. If I had to perform every night, if fucking Yuvi's asking when this come out, this is the big news over like a few days ago. Well, he got arrested in Long Island.
And exactly, it happened in my parts.
Well, you're like
we all know.
When you're on stage and you got flashing lights, and you got to rock your body, and then you reminded, and then you reminded of like as you're dancing, you're thinking about I used to do this with NSYNC, and then I ripped out Janet Jackson's titty bra thing, and then Britney aired out all my shit. I used to be on Mickey Mouse Club. You're gonna lose your mind.
So I was telling somebody, it was just like, yo, this is the thing though. So he got pulled over out in Sag Harbor, which is like out, Hamptons area, out there, deep in Long Island. So rich people area.
Yeah. So he must have been real fucked up for them to take him.
Exactly. He must have been doing some crazy shit on the road because out there, and now again, I'm talking to somebody who's been out there. If you rich and you white, they ain't gonna fuck with you. If you a person of color driving any form of car, they will pull you over. Got some mad racists out there.
Good to know.
Yeah, so
it's a good thing we didn't go to the Hamptons Film Festival. Just like we're just trying to see American fiction. They're fucking arresting us.
So with all of that being said, well, first of all, he's also a very well taken care of man. And the fact that he was that fucked up and driving himself, stupid.
Oh,
he
yeah,
easily
sure.
have gotten a driver.
Because now, he got to get driven everywhere.
Yeah.
Or take the bus. Imagine you like in LA and you just heard, you're like, nigga, is that Justin Timberlake?
Look at this Tyrese ass nigga sitting on the bus singing.
That'd be so sad. Okay. Anyways.
Cry me a river. Next stop.
So before we started recording earlier, Justin, you were asking me, because we were talking about kind of how like this probably isn't the true story because there's so many things, especially in Yuvia's trivia that she found and that I already knew from the making of this movie that, it's kind of seen as like a fictionalized version of Facebook. Nonetheless, it still doesn't take away the fact that Mark Zuckerberg's probably a real piece of shit. But I read this book by Ben Mesrick that came out in 2009. And it reads, and his books are like really famous. They're constantly getting optioned for films. So he wrote the book that turned into the movie 21 with Kevin Spacey about the kids that play poker, stuff like in Las Vegas. So he writes those movies that just like are very cinematic off the page. And so Aaron Sorkin, when he signed up for the role, to write it, he like glanced over the book and then just wrote this like crazy script, which is. One, this is like at the time of this movie. Remember, these were like all the up and coming, like a lot of people didn't. No one knew about Armie Hammer.
Yeah,
no one knew about Andrew Garfield. Justin Timberlake was just like coming off of like I think his first or second solo album or something probably. Like I think this is like
2000. No, Justin Timberlake was
so Sexy Back already came out, right? Yeah. So so it is a very interesting time. And then David Fincher, who's known for Seven. the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, movies like that. It's going to do a Facebook movie. Like he does all these crime thrillers. So what the hell is going on? And to do the Aaron Sorkin script. So the script itself is like 200 pages.
Yeah.
And the studio was like, you got to cut this shit. And I actually watched the behind the scenes. David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin, they got the timing down because Aaron Sorkin's scripts are really fast. They got the timing down to be exactly 120 pages, which is exactly 2 hours of film time in theory, because a page equals 1 minute of screen time. The movie's exactly 2 hours. I mean, it's that kind of technical shit that makes me love it so much. Like, fictional story aside, like I don't give a fuck because it's not like I care about Facebook that much. Yeah. However, I did want to ask you, when did you first sign up for Facebook? Do you remember?
Yeah.
What year was it? When did you first? Because you were still in school, right? When it came out.
Yeah, I was still in college.
Okay. So what year were you?
What's that?
What year were you? Were you a sophomore or junior?
I think I was a junior.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a junior because I was living off campus in these like apartments. Yeah, but like it. So this came out. What 2004, which is also, I got to say, so this movie came out in 2010, right? Yeah. Facebook's only been around for
20 years.
No, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
At this point when this movie came out.
7 years.
Yeah, so it's like 6-7 years.
Because I think, in 2004, I think we got it like, because I got a freshman year fall semester. Like around October we got Facebook, right? And I think that Harvard already had it for at least the previous semester. Yeah. If not, because this takes place in the fall into the winter, so I imagine the previous year. Yeah. So they had it first. So, yeah, that makes sense.
So, with that being said, like, it was a wild place.
Yeah, man.
Facebook was wild.
Well,
then they started poking.
The poking is what, Tatiana and this is way before we started dating. We had a poking war going on for years. This is before we started dating. I don't know. Maybe there's just something. Okay. There's just something. But, yeah, the poking feature was weird. I had no idea what the fuck that was. What?
Do you remember, oh, my God, because there was these, like, little, like, these weird apps that you could put on Facebook, like little, like, there was, like a mystery box, something like that. No, anonymous box. People could write you anonymous messages.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you get wild shit.
People
would be airing out dirty laundry about you in those say some wild shit.
That didn't happen to me, but I would get mysterious like, oh, I think you're cute messages, and I'd be like, who is it? I need to fuck. I'm I'm not even 20. I'm like 18-year-old Brandon in New York. I want to fuck.
Yeah.
That's back when I was really horny because I got robbed on the train because I went all the way to the last stop on the F train one night to get some butt. And
the F train going into Brooklyn?
No, going into Queens, 179th Street. And I had to walk like 15 minutes to this chick's apartment.
And you got robbed?
I got robbed on my way back to Manhattan. But it was like 4 a.m. That's on me. You
should have just stayed the night. What are you doing?
Because she got fucking weird, man. She got weird after.
Listen, man, I'm pretty sure I've dealt with weirder. You should have just stayed the night.
Yeah, I mean.
You ain't from here. You stayed the night.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't know any better. But, Facebook was interesting because that's definitely when you were able to connect with people like that you like passed by like in class or something like that, or like, yeah, it got weird. And that's when also people like you found out who was cheating on people and stuff like that. I remember my roommate Dwayne hooked up with this chick, and then Facebook happened, and then I remember like I saw her on Facebook and it said she was in a relationship with this other dude. I was like, oh, Dwayne, she with this guy on Facebook or whatever. He went to a different school. He went to like Hofstra or something like that. He was like, well, it ain't my problem, but I was just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you in the chat. You weren't an official couple until it was on Facebook.
Yep. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because you could make them private, and it wasn't where you could like Google and find someone's profile and look at it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't know if someone you maybe are talking to or dating, if like y'all weren't connected on Facebook, you wouldn't know that they're like low key telling people I'm single or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. It was it felt very chaotic. You know what I mean? It was like the Wild West of the internet.
It's funny because I recently, one of my friends just had a birthday party. Went out. Was seeing with some college friends, and someone told a story about how we met, and it was through Facebook. And again, I was a different man.
Yeah.
I said some wild shit. Yeah. But it's like I didn't say some wild shit because I was trying to be like, hook up or anything like that. I was just being ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, it's not like I went on Facebook and I said sent her some really fucking crazy message, privately. I just wrote some crazy shit on her wall.
Okay.
But it's like it's also like we knew each other through friends, so we were in the same circles. And I remember looking at my Facebook years ago, and I went back and I was just reading some of the shit. I'm just like, I used to put some wild shit on Facebook.
Oh yeah, my statuses are embarrassing. It was like I was fucking Doug from the show, like, dear journal, like, nigga, chill out. It was almost worse than having a blog spot.
I used to do a year-end review every year. And people used to read that shit and comment on it. And I'd look at it and
That's what our moms do now on Facebook. They're just like, well, today I went to the grocery store and no one talked to me, but it's okay because I have my peach cobbler and I got the sugars. Oh, I need my son to come check on me because I got the sugars and my knee don't feel right.
So, I feel like the people who were...
I bet you just ignored it, the fact that my mom probably is going to have to get her leg amputated. How dare you?
I was like, yeah,
it's my birthday. Don't ignore me.
So, it's weird because, I feel like the people who were, the first adopters of Facebook, obviously outside of Harvard and things like that, we got all the wild shit out pretty early on.
Yeah.
So,
and it also was a different vibe, too, because it was all, at the time, you could only get on Facebook if you had a college email.
Yeah.
So I felt very elitist at the time because once they started letting on people that just could be from the public, that's when it got real crazy.
Yeah,
especially at the beginning when they were regulating anything. Yeah, I remember motherfuckers were saying some crazy shit. Yeah, they're just like, well, this is why they didn't let the normies on, and then our parents and shit got on and just well,
yeah, it's over.
Yeah. But Lluvia mentioned MySpace, that Facebook was a lot cooler than MySpace. Yeah, even though MySpace has the customization.
Yeah, but I was about to say that.
But it didn't have the sexiness of Facebook. Facebook was very clean.
Yes.
It was a very clean site. It was very easy to use. MySpace, you had to learn how to code and shit if you want your shit to be popping.
Yo, my shit was fucking crazy. My shit was fucking crazy, Brandon. It was crazy. At one point, I had a fucking jungle theme. And then my picture matched the theme. I was doing wild shit. Oh my God. And then if somebody wasn't in that top 8, man, you had a problem on your hands.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the top 8. Yeah, that used to piss people off.
Yeah,
people used to get in a lot of fights about the top 8.
In your top 8? That's because...
Especially if you were dating somebody, holy Jesus.
You know what I would do? My top 8 always cycled.
Oh, okay.
I made it so it cycled. Be like, why am I not in your top 8? Because it cycles. Why don't you? I'm just because I don't want to have these stupid conversations.
That's a good cover.
Yeah,
that's a good cover. Yeah, I was just like, who gives a fuck?
Look at my
Tom would automatically be in that motherfucker. And you're like, who the fuck is Tom?
Hey, get this nigga Tom up out of here.
But so Social Network is also this is the beginning of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross working together and composing and stuff like that. This just kicked off a lot of shit, right? And then also, I just love the way it's filmed. It's filmed on a Red One camera. I always wanted to make a movie that looks like this. That's one of my dreams is to make it something that looks like this. And also the technology with having the Winklevoss twins played by Armie Hammer. But so there's this Ralph Lauren model named Josh Pence who was actually casted the other twin. And then I guess David Fincher was like, actually, I want them to be like the Winklevoss twins who are identical. And so I want the same actor. So he used CGI to basically replace Josh's face.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So Armie Hammer got the double role. I mean, it's probably a better choice because Josh Pence, I don't know what he's done. I mean, Armie Hammer, to be fair, had a great career and then he fucking got creepy.
Yeah. He started doing
which is so wild. He didn't actually eat somebody, but he implied he would want to eat somebody.
And that's all it took. Well, you know what?
I remember reading that, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's all it takes to cancel a motherfucker, especially a motherfucker as pretty as Armie Hammer." Okay,
you know what it is, though. You know what it is?
He was cheating on his wife.
No, he had to be doing something that made people second guess the facts of whether he really would eat a motherfucker.
Oh, like he had to be creepy enough where people were like, I kind of believe it.
He had to have an eat a nigga air to him. That's what it is.
He had like a Hannibal Lecter vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's
true.
That's what it really comes down to it.
That's
Because
true.
like if somebody, all right, like if somebody said some weird shit about you, and they came to me and said, "Yo, I hear that Brandon's doing whatever," and I look at him and be like, "Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit," because I'll be like, nah, I can't see Brandon doing some shit.
You can't
like
see
that.
me eating people.
But if somebody said, "Yo, did you hear that Brandon was in Sofia Vergara's closet jacking off in a sock and she caught him?" I'd be like, "God damn it, Brandon, come on now." See, it's because I feel like that's something you could get caught doing, Brandon.
Sofia Vergara a few years ago, yes. But recently she's been like, I'm going to keep doing plastic surgery until like I don't look like myself or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm over that. But I mean, obviously you said Zazie Beetz, Florence Pugh. You know, yeah, it might be creepy.
Yeah, so like I can see those things, but like, you know, I remember
First of all, if like that was the story that was going around, I wouldn't be able to podcast with you. I'd be in jail. Okay, like we're doing these hypotheticals. Like that scenario, like I'm not doing well.
what's something you think that it like
There'd be a rumor about me.
no, there'd be a rumor about me, and then you'd be like, oh, man, I could see Justin doing that.
Oh, this is not great, but I can see.
What? Oh no! Oh no!
If you were to, this is only if you were in a really bad way.
Okay.
Like let's say like you started like doing hardcore drugs or actually started drinking or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I can see someone being like, Justin flashes people in a thong underwear or something like that.
What? You said I'm a flasher?
I can see like even a fucking peacoat jacket. It's just like Eddie Murphy, Bowfinger.
That's what you think I would be doing? But you know what? That's not as bad as I was thinking, man.
Yeah, I can see you doing that. I don't know where.
Okay. I mean,
You flashed the audience at a Grinch show one time. I mean, your dick wasn't fully
a
out.
grits show. You said a Grinch show.
You might have done it at a Grinch show too.
Well, first of all,
Also,
that was
by
part
the
of
way,
script.
you played the Grinch. That would be amazing. You,
Yeah,
Justin
I
McGree,
go all the way.
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
all the way. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep on going.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you trying to talk about?
I was like, you know
are you
what?
trying to go deeper into this?
No, I shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Okay.
We should shut up.
So, Social Network follows the story of Mark Zuckerberg, played by Jesse Eisenberg. At the beginning, we see him get dumped by this chick played by Rooney Mara. This role actually got her the girl with the dragon tattoo role in David Fincher's. I think it was like 2 movies after this that he did the girl with the dragon tattoo. I think they took like 100 takes of that scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Like it was, and that's a long scene. That's a lot of dialogue, and it's so fast. Like Zuckerberg, like Eisenberg has to speak so fast at times that I think doesn't she have a line like it's like talking to you is like keeping up with a stairmaster or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just like what is going on? Because she's like
he rambles.
like, and he's also talking about like 2 things ahead of her, and so she's trying to like clarify one thing, and he's already like in a different.
Yeah, when he's talking to Erica, his girlfriend, that turned his ex-girlfriend in the first scene of the movie.
He's just like, why do you keep saying I don't have to study? He's like, because you go to BU or whatever. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know my fucking girlfriend said some shit. Well, she kind of put down my college once.
Really?
Yeah, like she came and visited the first time she visited.
Yeah.
And like, so like, this is my girlfriend. People know, me around is like, oh yeah, Justin's girlfriend's coming. So she's hanging out in a room with like, a bunch of people. Everybody wants to meet this girl that, Crazy Justin dates.
Yeah, you keep talking about.
And then fucking she is just being a dick. And just like, because she went to BC. So in the Boston area.
Yeah.
And she's just being a dick and just talking about, oh yeah, but BC this. I'm just like, I'm kind of looking at her. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck are you, like, after I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm just like, no, like, like why are you being an asshole like that? Like nobody's even coming after you like in that way or comparing schools. Like, well, but in Boston people does like, but people don't do that here. Read the fucking room. Like she came off as really fucking bad.
Well, clearly Zuckerberg is implied to be on the spectrum in this.
Yeah.
Because he can't read the room. He can't read cues. He's incredibly awkward, which makes him his ability to be more abrasive. Like he's more comfortable doing that and being an asshole. I mean, but Jesse Eisenberg, when he comes at you, you gotta be prepared because he had some quips.
zingers.
Yeah, he's like, he said, did you invent Facebook? If you would have invented Facebook, you would have done it. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like,
or when the guy is just like, it's like, oh my God, the lawyer asked him, is just like, am I not worth your attention?
am I worth your attention? Yeah. And then he just went in and like,
Holy
everyone at
shit.
Facebook has like more like brain space and smarter than anyone at this table,
Yeah,
including
like,
your worthful clients. And
he's
shit
like, they don't have the brain capacity or to actually do this thing. So it's like, no, it's like, did I adequately answer your question? And his lawyer,
your condescending question.
His lawyer was just like, let's take a break.
Well, he tried to be cool about it. That was Zuckerberg's lawyer. Was like, let's take a break. The other lawyer was trying to be cool about it, like winked at the Winklevoss twins. I'm like, nigga, you lost that exchange. Like,
well, no, they're trying to make him seem like a fucking.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem. It's like Zuckerberg had to pay out a lot of people, but for different reasons than this movie implied.
Yeah,
because apparently some shit with Eduardo Saverin went down way different than the movie because they made him like kind of the sympathy character.
Yeah,
because Andrew Garfield, he's very endearing in this movie, incredibly charming, and it's one of the reasons why I was like, when he got cast as Spider-Man, I was like, I can see that, but then when we saw him as Peter Parker, we're like, oh, you're almost too good looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
I think
cool.
it's the hair. I think it was the hair, right?
Yeah,
because he has that full hair that kind of spikes up, but not quite like.
He was just a little too cool to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like at least give us like a more nerdy fucking like
Peter Parker.
Yeah, Peter Parker, and then like once he becomes Spider-Man, then he could kind of cool it up a little. He finds kind of
his groove and stuff. Yeah, but so basically
swag.
What's happening is Mark in this film, he gets really bitter after getting dumped, and he gets drunk and creates this website called Face Smash where they compare the different female students to one another from the different houses on campus. And all while there's like these different parties happening like at the fraternities and on campus and like people just getting drunk on a Tuesday or whatever the fuck. And basically this website crashes the system because so many people are using it. And because it's a huge thing on campus, Eduardo's like shown to like help him like come up with the algorithms for this stuff so he can code it. So it just shows like how they benefit each other. Well, how Mark kind of benefits more from Eduardo. And because
Eduardo's also because of his money.
He's really smart. Yeah, and he won he made like $200,000 for predicting like oil.
The oil barrel prices.
Yeah, because they were like, remember they were like, if you can predict the weather, you can predict oil prices or some shit. And so that's how Eduardo got his money. Like he made his own money and stuff like that. But it sounds like he came from money because he kept talking about like wanting to make his father proud.
Yeah.
But because you need to have some money to get that whatever money to $200,000.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
also at the same time, it's just like they're going to Harvard. Thank you, Lluvia.
Yes.
They're also going to Harvard. So like it's funny because like they're like, oh, did you know that the Winklevoss,
The Winklevi?
yeah, Bond, Winklevoss twins are, that they're well off, that their family's well off. I would have just said like, well, they go to Harvard. Most people here are well off. Is just like, well, maybe I'm not. My family wasn't completely well off, and I got here off my merit. Most other people are not that case, and they're just rich kids who can parade around. Like, I think that would have been the thing that would have just completely shut down. Like that's an argument killer because that's basically telling them that they ain't shit. They don't deserve to be here, and then it actually also fucking kind of kicks Harvard in the nuts too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why the Winklevoss twins had such a hard time getting public opinion on their side because they're like these rich dudes.
Yeah. And,
I remember it wasn't called Harvard Connection, but do you remember the website that they actually eventually launched?
No.
I forgot what the fuck it was called. So essentially because Mark Zuckerberg is, he was live blogging as he coded this website. And mind you, folks, like, I'm not an expert at Facebook history. I don't know what is actually accurate. I know a lot of this stuff did kind of happen to an extent. But in the movie, it's portrayed that the Winklevoss twins and their partner Dev, they basically reach out to Mark Zuckerberg to program their website that they see as like kind of a social network for connecting people that want to date Harvard people.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to call it Harvard Connection, and Zuckerberg kind of like entertains them. Is like, okay, I'll see what I can do.
Just connect you.
Connect you, yes. Because that came out like a junior in St. John's, and that shit was terrible. That shit was so corny. But I remember, so in the movie, Zuckerberg, instead of working on their Harvard Connection website, is actually just building Facebook.
Yeah.
And so it's like he's influenced by the idea.
Yeah.
And he creates Facebook. He gets Eduardo to invest like $1,000 to help him set it up and get it up and running. He launches it, and it's huge on campus. It blows up. And then Dev, Narendra, and the Winklevoss twins find out. I love that scene, by the way, when they're like kind of like talking about what to do. Like, you know, one of them's on the phone with the dad and the lawyer, and like they're debating like, do we sue this dude? Do we beat the fuck out of him? Like, and that great line where it's like, oh, like you want to hire the Sopranos to beat him with a hammer? It's like, we don't even do that. It's like, I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and there's two of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, funny stuff like that. Like, and the actors just knew how to do the timing. That's the thing. It's like Sorkin stuff, especially like on the shows, very specific timing, and you have to get the cadence right. Otherwise, it sounds really weird. And everyone was on point.
Yeah.
And that's probably the repetition with David Fincher because he's fucking meticulous as hell. Like, he's a really weird dude like that. Did you ever see Gone Girl? Yeah, we watched Gone Girl for the show. Yeah. So, like, there's a scene, I forgot what scene it is, but, like, David Fincher had Ben Affleck do 100 takes or something, and he lost his shit on him, and they did a director's panel on each other, like a round table on each other, and Ben Affleck's like, yeah, I remember that day, because David Fincher brings it up, and he's just like, Ben Affleck's just like, you motherfucker. Like, there's no need to do 100 takes or something. David Fincher's like, I want the truth. It's like, fuck you and the truth. It's just, I'm an actor.
I'm
like,
saying this shit.
The truth is, I fucking hated you.
Yeah, I would lose my shit over that too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, have you ever done that where they keep it like, oh, we're gonna do it one more time, and they just one more time?
I mean, I was on
40,
set
50?
recently where they did that, and they did at least 20 something takes.
Yeah.
And it's like a long walk and talk sequence. So you're just like, fuck, you gotta keep resetting, and then like sometimes people like fuck up, and like if you do it too many times, that's when mistakes start happening.
Yep.
That's what
get in your head.
Yeah, it gets weird. But yeah, it's like but this movie is very technical in regards to how it's shot, how it looks, and everything like that. So I get they want to get the timing and rhythm down really well. Because once Justin Timberlake comes in, he's like a fucking ball of energy. So the dialogue gets even faster in some parts. Where I gotta give it to him, because before this movie, he was a joke to me as an actor. He had done that stupid movie with Mila Kunis. He had done The Love Guru, I think. Like, Justin Timberlake had done some terrible movies.
He was in what's the?
He was the voice in Shrek 3. Like, he was the voice in Shrek 3. He is terrible.
Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog wasn't terrible. I mean, we've never reviewed that movie for the podcast. It's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
He wasn't terrible. Wait, I think we did do Alpha Dog. Because I think we talked about Ben Foster being so fucking crazy in that movie, but actually being the best thing in the movie.
I think we did.
I think we did. I think because
he did Black Snake Moan.
Yeah, he was terrible in that. I mean, that movie was just fucking weird.
I actually enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, but I actually like him as Sean Parker, and he's apparently the only one that actually met his real life counterpart before he shot the movie because he's a music artist. So that makes sense with Napster and everything like that. I thought he was really good as Sean Parker because it's like you can see why Mark Zuckerberg would be influenced by him and not like see how fucking shady he is.
Yeah.
But he does have the connections. That's the thing. Is like without Sean Parker, it might have taken them a lot longer to get the funding they needed to get to the next level that Facebook got to, according to this movie.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake plays it just smarmy enough where Eduardo can see, like, this guy's just smoking mirrors, dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Eduardo's kind of like too, I don't want to say old school, but he's like too formal about it, where he's like, you know, we should get advertisers and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, this is a fun thing, though. Like, you don't want to fuck it up.
Well,
and make it uncool.
Exactly.
That's basically what they're saying. Is like Eduardo's going to make it uncool the way he wants to do it.
Well, and that's the thing is just like, you know.
Lluvia said we have not done Alpha Dog. Damn. Had I known that, I would have chose that for this. But
God.
would have been a little bit more of a rambunctious episode.
Okay. All right.
Even though it's just about all these people killing a kid.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And
12. It was like 13 witnesses, right? Who saw that kid throughout his last night before he got killed.
I don't think it's 13, but it's like it was,
Well, there's a lot of people that saw him.
Yeah, no,
and knew what was going to happen to him. Though.
Yeah, it wasn't 13.
Okay,
like it was a good number, a number enough where people should, because he was supposedly been kidnapped for a while beforehand.
But that's right. That's why they're like witnesses or whatever. Or accomplices. Yeah.
So the crazy thing about this is like from what I've heard that Justin Timberlake is kind of a dick. So like, he plays right into this role very well.
Oh yeah.
So how much of this was he playing himself?
Well, I mean, even if he's playing a version of himself, just like I said, David Fincher's so particular that he had to do the work. Like this wasn't like I can just phone it in and like be myself and stuff, like, because especially during the last, the scene where Eduardo has the competition at the Facebook office with him and he's like interjecting and stuff like that. It's like everyone had to be in the zone on point in that scene. Cause that's like a iconic scene of like the movies that are past 20 years or something like that.
Yeah. That breakup.
Like the Mark, and then he just fucking slams that shit.
Yeah.
That must have been a lot of fun though. Just keep breaking those computers.
Oh, he's wired in. He's
It's like, is he? Fucking just, which is so crazy. That's like, because I used to run a coding boot camp and stuff like that. The people can just like code for hours.
Oh, you really did?
People really do that. Yeah.
No. I said you ran a coding boot camp.
Yeah.
I did not know that,
dude. Where do you think you visited me at to record sometimes?
I didn't know you were running a coding boot camp.
You just saw a bunch of people with a computer, so you thought I was running the Pentagon? Imagine I was secretly running like imagine I was running like a fucking
hacker den.
I would have had snake. I would have had snake boots. Was it snake skin boots? Snake boots. Are there such things as snake boots?
You probably had a snakeskin jacket or something like that. You probably had gaiters.
Oh, gator boots.
Yeah, just gators.
Gators, okay.
Gators.
So no gator boots, just gators.
Just gators.
Gators and pimped out Gucci suits. Gator boots and pimped out Gucci suits. There we go. That's why I kept saying gator boots.
Nope. That's not why you were saying that. You said that because
yeah, it's just.
So, all right. Watching this film, this almost comes across as a Mark Zuckerberg hit piece.
Because he's taking it from all these different angles.
Yeah, he's just like, Mark Zuckerberg is the biggest piece of shit because like he knowingly stole this idea from these people. He fucked his business partner and his best friend over. Then he fucking set up the fucking Justin Timberlake's guy, the Napster niggas, Sean Parker. It's just like,
you think he set that up?
Well, I mean, they kind of lead that. They kind of lend that. They lay that out there. It's just like it almost seems like he did.
Well, that's just because Sean Parker was so fucking paranoid. But I think it was inevitable that Sean Parker was going to have a crash.
Yeah, he was on.
Just because he that's what Eduardo was worrying about. He's like, he's a party animal. He's partying with interns and shit.
Yeah.
Like when we first meet him, he like hooked up with a college student. Where again we get the Dakota Johnson. This is the beginning of her being shoved down our throats with that flat ass, and he hooked up with a college student because he didn't have anywhere to sleep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This nigga's just living off credit.
Wait, that was Dakota Johnson.
That's Dakota Johnson.
How old was she in that fucking role?
I don't know, probably in her early 20s. Oh. Yeah, that was her in that little.
She's 34 now.
So this came out 14 years ago. Yeah, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he was like, I'm an entrepreneur. She's like, when was your last preneur? And I was like, I actually kind of like that line, but I don't like this actress. I was like, even when I first saw this movie, I'm like,
Same.
I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, because again, they have that shot of her in the college underwear.
Yeah.
I'm just like, guys, don't do this. We're in a world with J-Lo and like other big booty chicks. We don't like this anymore. I'm sorry. If you don't have an ass, it's okay. It's okay, but we don't need to have a close-up of it on film.
Brandon, is that a big deal?
I'm sorry. I found that scene so offensive.
Speaking
But mind you, I did reveal to you that I have seen Dakota Johnson in person since we reviewed did the Man and Web review. And she is beautiful. Like I will say that. Like I had never seen her in person. I didn't even think about what she looks like in person. She is stunning in person.
Funny
like,
thing is, I've seen her in
face-wise.
person. I've seen her in person.
Yeah.
You remember those interviews, the AOL things?
Oh yeah.
I saw one with her and Don Johnson.
Oh, okay.
They were both there. I wasn't impressed.
Okay. I mean, she was dialed up because I think it was a premiere of a movie at the theater.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Did you also hear that? Well, actually, it just came out as I was coming here today that she had like her dress fell off.
Oh, on Jimmy Kimmel, right?
No, well, at something,
so Jimmy Kimmel,
she had her dress just fell off.
Like, and her tits came out?
I believe so.
Oh, that's wild.
During a TV wardrobe malfunction, yeah.
Okay.
Check that out. Oh, yeah, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Yep.
So, anyways, but yeah, like, I mean, this.
Hold on. Speaking when we talk about Dakota Johnson, I think we should also put it out there that, I was mentioned in an article.
Well, you had a quote pulled from the Rotten Tomatoes.
I was mentioned.
Blurb I put up for you.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying.
What was the publication?
Huh?
What was the publication?
Brandon, why are you coming at me like this, Brandon? Why are you coming at me like this, Brandon?
This is my birthday episode. You're like,
You know what, Brandon? You a fucking hater. you that is such a hater thing to do.
I don't hate anybody.
That is such a hater thing to do.
Well,
That is oh, you a hating ass nigga. Hey.
Hey, niggas get shot every
And I
day,
believe it was
B.
IndieWire.
I don't think it was IndieWire.
Is it IndieWire?
It's not IndieWire.
I don't know. Was it?
What
was it? Oh, Screen Rant.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, either way, go fuck yourself.
I'm the one that Googles it and found it for you. I'm the one who found it for you.
I'm just saying, though. You still hating, though.
All right.
It's my birthday.
It is my birthday. I'll give very few things. I'm not even doing anything for my actual birthday.
You know what, Brandon? I'm gonna do something for your birthday.
I don't want you to do anything for my birthday.
I'm gonna do something for your birthday.
No, because you're gonna do
what
something
we do
weird.
in my family? We get birthday punches. So at the end of the show, I'm gonna give you birthday punches.
Like you always want to assault people.
I'm gonna give you 38 punches, and then I'm gonna hit you real hard for number 39 for good luck. So at the end, that's how this show is gonna end, with birthday punches. So I'm gonna make you understand what it's like to have siblings.
Y'all just be assaulting each other?
Yes.
What kind of fucking family
You never
is
got
this?
birthday punches before,
No.
have you? Yeah. See, me, I grew up in a
I want to
house.
get tenderized on my birthday.
I grew up in a house with a bunch of kids, and everybody gave you birthday punches. So I would have two limp-ass arms, legs. They would all just attack.
It sounds like an episode of Oz.
Yep.
Why would you want
And they would
that?
catch me. They catch me before I get out of bed sometimes. So like,
So it's like
I'd be
Full Metal
sleeping.
Jacket getting beat up in your bed?
I get woken up with birthday punches. They just come in and jump on you and give you birthday punches.
You know, the wild look in your eyes shows me that you are not over this. You are not okay.
No, it was fine because I got them back the same way. When their birthday came around, they got birthday punches.
This is just a cycle of violence.
You are going to get birthday punches today.
Nope, I refuse to be part of this cycle of violence from the Brown compound.
I'm literally sitting across from you, Brandon.
Do you just
can't
beat up
stop
your
me.
kids?
Huh?
You just beat up your kids?
Oh,
on
when
their
they're
birthdays?
old enough, they're going to start getting birthday punches.
Do you really want to have said that on microphone?
Well,
We can
first of
edit
all,
this.
No, you don't have to edit it out because people know that birthday punches is a thing.
Okay,
It's a thing.
You can't.
First of all, no,
that
I
can't
can.
be your justification.
Yeah, but I'm not fucking full throttle hitting my kids.
Well, you're just saying, like, you're talking about these punches with glee. It makes it sound like, you know.
Oh no, for you, they're gonna be full throttle. For you, oh yeah, I'm summoning the power of former slaves to just destroy you. And the best part is you have to try to center it in the same spot, so you can really get that numbness in the arm.
Justin, everything you just said made me feel so sad for you. That you just spent 30-something years just getting beat up on your birthday.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Even though I did do a video sketch. I did a video sketch called Birthday Punches. It never saw the live day. But it's about this dude that essentially gets assaulted by his friends in front of his daughter. And they're like, look at your dad getting the punches. And they're beating the dog
So
shit out
you
of him.
already had an idea of what this thing is.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Justin, this isn't.
No, it's real, man. It's real, and you're gonna find out.
All right.
Guys, let's keep the camera
Everything
going
you
so
keep saying,
Brandon can get birthday
everything you
punches on
keep
this
saying
show.
sounds like a threat.
Oh, I mean, it is a threat.
All because of a Screen Rant article.
Yep.
All right. Well, social media. I mean, the social network. The social network.
Brandon's scared. Pay attention.
I don't want to get punched. I don't care that it's like supposed to be endearing. Like, fucking, that's crazy. And then they just beat you when you were sleeping?
Yep, that's how you woke
Happy
up.
birthday?
Happy birthday, nigga.
All right, folks, call in at speakpipe.com/mediapopcorn. I used to get birthday punches. And tell us your birthday punch story. That's insane to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so what ends up happening is that Facebook becomes huge to the point where they can get they get interns for the summer. They're gonna go out to they're gonna go out to California for the summer and stuff like that. Do some coding and work from there because that's where the tech world is. Wario's gonna go to New York for an internship, which he ends up quitting the first day and just riding around trying to get advertisers for Facebook. But a lot of those people don't get the shit, that get what it is, so they're like, I don't want to do this. And then of course Sean Parker runs into Mark Zuckerberg, and they have this big conversation at a nightclub, which that's what I was like, oh, like Justin Timberlake, like he killed this monologue about the Victoria's Secret, the parable and stuff like that. And like you can see how he's just slowly sinking his claws into Mark Zuckerberg and everything. And so Mark's like, you can stay with us for the summer, even though that pisses off Eduardo when he comes. They had that huge confrontation where he's like, that was a great zinger too that Sean Parker had, where Eduardo's like, I've read about you. And then Sean Parker's like, you know what I read about you? Nothing. I was like, God damn. I mean, to be fair, the kid's like 20.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, that's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah,
I didn't go to prison or anything.
Yeah. I mean, that nigga was paranoid. They made Sean Parker look crazy because he's on the phone talking about like getting revenge and being paranoid. And he's like, motherfuckers are following me and shit to get me out of these companies.
But also at the same time, it's like when you've been part of two really huge companies and then, you get sued, you get kicked out of another one, there's probably something going on, and partly is drugs and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of these people, that's what's so scary about now with these tech companies, because you have Elon Musk, which I feel like this might get shut down because I mentioned his name, like Voldemort. Like he talks about taking drugs all the time. And like people talk about he has beast mode, quote unquote, where like he like goes crazy on people. And people just excuse it for like him being like a genius. He's a tormented soul, but he's such a genius. Like we let it slide. That's not cool.
I mean, the same thing with Apple nigga, Steve Jobs. He would come in and just like torture people. Just like, you guys are saying them as just like, nah.
I know. That one's tough because without that tenacity, we don't have.
Yeah, these delicious phones and things like that.
Well, they're not delicious.
They're delicious.
Wait, so you're giving birthday punches and eating phones? What is going on? Are you okay?
But, I mean, with that being said, like, yeah, they say that, like, when you have genius like that, who are doing all this extra shit that, there's typically some weird shit attached to that or, like, social, decline. In some ways, they say the same thing like Michael Jackson and like Kanye West, all these different artists, things like that, which I see that. But at what point do you draw the line? And you're just like, yeah, but no matter what the fuck you're doing or how great you are, you can't do or treat people like that.
I wish there was like a black alternative version. Like if I ever did like a movie with a bunch of different short stories or something like that, I would do a black version of The Social Network where it starts off at the college. And then, like, the character based on Mark Zuckerberg creates Face Smash. It becomes huge, and he gets expelled from school. And he never gets to make Facebook.
Yeah.
Because that's what would happen.
Yeah. I know somebody that got expelled for a similar thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And they had the potential to be Mark Zuckerberg, I guess?
No. But they, and it wasn't even the thing with, like, people's faces or anything like that. It was, like, a list. And it wasn't even.
Oh, well, that's not great.
It was. And I'm not saying it was good, but like it was a list, and it wasn't.
He was checking it twice.
And he was just part of like the people who like talking about this thing. He didn't even participate in the list, but he was somebody that was there when this list was created and got expelled from school for it.
Damn.
So
I'm never going to financially recover from that.
yeah, so like, that kind of shit happens, and to black people, they ain't gonna coming back from
Oh no, for sure, sure, yeah. That's the thing is like, and we don't get access.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very rare that there would be a black person, Eduardo Saverin's situation where he could provide tens of thousands of dollars to get Facebook up and running.
There's
how
drug
much-
dealer. but that's where a lot of like black business things were kind of fronted by drug dealers.
Drug money, yeah. According to this movie, Sean Parker did come up with the idea to drop the from Facebook, because I do remember when it was the Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg's face was on it. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, that shit was mad creepy. Just like this white dude in white. No, it wasn't even like that.
Hello.
What are you talking about?
Hey, Mike Zuckerberg.
Why does he sound Mexican?
Because I don't know why. Whenever I have it's like this. Oh my god! It has to be a meme or something. The guy's going, okay, and it just.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Oh god! Oh, it's just this weird blank look in somebody's face. And it's like, okay. Oh gosh, sorry.
So with Sean Parker's help, Facebook starts getting some serious funders, starting with a $500,000 angel investment from Peter Thiel, who is infamous donor to like a lot of Republican candidates, particularly Donald Trump and stuff, I believe. That's a real person, stuff like that. And that basically starts the process of, according to this movie, diluting Eduardo Saverin's shares.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get basically pushed out.
Yeah.
Even though he's very clear on Dustin Moskovitz, who's played by Joseph Mazzello from Jurassic Park, and like obviously Mark Zuckerberg, like he's like, you guys are better programmers. Like Sean brings very little to the table besides his connects.
Yeah.
I mean, but those do end up being helpful because that helps Facebook expand. They start getting the fancy offices and stuff. And Eduardo keeps signing new contracts. And then eventually we get to the third act where, and mind you, folks, this movie, if you haven't seen it, is interjected between the narrative that's explained through depositions.
Yeah.
Between a lawsuit between Eduardo against Mark and then the Winklevoss twins against Mark.
Yeah.
And so that's how all the story is being told. We get like the Winklevoss twins. They're like competing in like a rowing race in London. And that's when they eventually, after they lose that race, they decide, let's finally sue Mark Zuckerberg. And so basically he has to settle for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think I told you this, but I read a book, I think it's also by Ben Mesrick, about the Winklevoss twins after the events of this story where they get into Bitcoin. And that gets crazy. It gets real crazy. But they're like billionaires in Bitcoin and shit. They're like mad rich now. But yeah, basically the Winklevoss twins receive a settlement of $65 million and sign a non-disclosure agreement. And Eduardo received an unknown amount, but he was renamed as Facebook co-founder. And of course, we know that Facebook at this point is worth billions and billions of dollars. So even $65 million to pay off the Winklevoss twins and Deb Narendra was like a drop in the bucket, basically.
So they say that Eduardo. So they said that they didn't. It was undisclosed what he paid off the settlement that he had with Eduardo. But apparently in 2012, Eduardo owned 53 million Facebook shares, which are approximately 2% of all outstanding shares, which was then valued at $2 billion. And he's currently worth $26.2 billion. So
yeah, he also, I think he moved out of the country too for tax.
Yeah, he
reasons.
lives in Singapore now.
Yeah. So according to Lluvia's research, the social network focused on portraying Eduardo Saverin, Andrew Garfield, as the real victim of the creation of Facebook. In reality, Zuckerberg met Saverin, and they agreed to invest $1,000 on the site, which went towards the service needed to host the Facebook. Zuckerberg chose Saverin because he knew he had enough money to do it. Because there's that question that came out of the deposition where it's like, if you knew my clients, the Winklevoss twins, have money, why didn't you just go to them for funding?
Yeah.
And he's like, because Eduardo was my friend, and I trusted him. And then 6 months after the site launched, Zuckerberg and Dustin Moskovitz, another Facebook co-founder, moved to Palo Alto to work on the site, while Saverin went to New York for an internship. Before they moved to different places, Zuckerberg asked Saverin to work on 3 essential things: setting up the company, getting funding, and making a business model. Saverin failed at all those things and began to run unauthorized ads on Facebook that weren't even for the site's benefit, as they were for a startup that Saverin was running on his own. After that, Facebook was in need of money to keep running, and even though it had various investors lining up, Zuckerberg needed Saverin to sign off on the reformation of Facebook as a company under Delaware law. Otherwise, no deals could be completed. Saverin was unreachable at that point, and the site had to live off of Zuckerberg's family loans. Saverin was eventually fired, though the dilution of his shares did happen as a way to get him out of the company. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Well, it's a fictionalized version of a lot of the shit that went down. It's still entertaining as fuck. Yeah. And I think, you have to make someone a hero because, like I said, everything is kind of shown that Zuckerberg is not a good guy either.
Yeah, well, I mean,
look at what Facebook did. Like, think about all the stuff that they've done that's been terrible. Ultimately, social media, I think, has been really bad for society.
Yeah, but
as much as it was initially about supposedly connecting us, I think it's made us even further divided.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't necessarily put that on Mark Zuckerberg because when it really comes down to it, that is just human nature. That nobody could have looked and saw. It's like, oh, Facebook is going to do this and is going to have these steps, with human beings and how we think and such and such and such.
Why?
Even though
Tell it's just human nature.
Even though those algorithms that they started to create, which
all it takes our data.
Yeah,
all it does is
that
pay attention to what we do.
That is something that you're just like, okay, so
Facebook's a pioneer at that shit.
So like in that end, yes, that is on them. But I think the initial.
What about the child safety stuff?
What do you mean?
Like there's a bunch of child safety things like that where they weren't like really following their regulations and stuff like that, and.
But also at the same time, as the world's changing and as this stuff is growing bigger, like first of all, I'm not giving Facebook a pass, with anything. I'm just saying it's like as things are growing and then as you're starting to see things change, I could see how there are things that you don't even think about. You know what I'm saying? And that are happening there because they're direct results of this thing growing up. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't hold them fully accountable for all those things happening. Now, when there's obviously a problem and then you do nothing about it because, hey, we need to worry about how much money we're making as a business, that's when you're just like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know what I'm saying? But I understand. I basically what I'm saying is like shit's going to happen that is out of everybody's control. And after a while, then once you realize it, then you should do something about it. Now, if then they're looking and saying, well, we don't have to, that's the point where I'm just like, okay, y'all are just pieces of garbage.
Yeah. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers.
Well, listen, once you start going into billions upon billions of dollars, the trust index is going.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. One quick thing is that there was a bit of whitewashing in this movie, if you can believe it. Which is Divya Narendra was initially surprised to see himself portrayed by a non-Indian actor, Max Minghella, who is a Nepo baby. His dad's a very famous director, but admitted that the actor did a good job in pushing the dialogue forward and creating a sense of urgency in what was a very frustrating period in his life. And apparently Aziz Ansari had auditioned for the role of Divya Narendra, but he admitted that it was a terrible audition.
I mean, but also at the same time, Eduardo is Brazilian.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield's British as fish and chips.
Okay, yep. So it really comes down to is like, of course, it's 2010. Of course, they're gonna.
Oh yeah, especially back then. Yeah.
And Jesse Eisenberg, he played fucking Mark Zuckerberg, and Mark Zuckerberg is clearly a fucking lizard.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. He got nominated for an Oscar in this. I was surprised that Andrew Garfield and even Justin Timberlake, I thought he actually had a chance for a second. But apparently, to your point earlier, I remember reading about Justin Timberlake got really annoying during the Oscar run. Because, this movie got nominated for a lot of Oscars. Yeah. And so I think he was pushing for it. So was Andrew Garfield. And from what I remember reading is that Justin Timberlake was getting annoying at some of the roundtables and stuff like that. Because you can't push too hard.
Yeah.
Where niggas are like, Like
Get out of here.
Yeah, or like you go too crazy after getting nominated, like a Bradley Cooper in this most recent Oscar run, where he was apparently talking about he didn't talk to his daughter because he was working on that movie and just doing some weird shit.
I hurt myself today.
But Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. So, guys, you know how
It's
we
my
do
birthday.
this.
I can call you baby.
No, you can't. Well, you're going to catch these birthday punches.
Why you
Don't
keep
think I forgot, nigga. Don't think I forgot.
I got a meeting after this. I can't
It
get
don't
punched.
matter. You're going to be with a sore arm, nigga. All right. So, guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies back.
I was like, how that sounded.
We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional.
That's right.
If a film doesn't deserve any warm, buttery popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down and watched the 2010 film, The Social Network.
That's right.
Starring Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield, Justin Timberlake, Armie Hammer, and Max Minghella.
Mangella.
Minghella?
Yeah.
Minghella. Okay. What say you, sir?
This goes to XL. Like I said, this is one of my favorite movies ever. And it's not a movie I would expect to really like as much as I do, but just like when I think about the technical aspects, like the writing, like the screenplay is phenomenal. It's like once you get the idea how all the actors interpret the cadence and the rhythm, it's just like, even though it's 200 pages, it just flows. And I think it's just a perfect combination. I'd love for David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin to work together again. And they might, because Aaron Sorkin recently revealed he's working on some type of sequel or maybe spiritual sequel to this movie. So, because he's going to talk about, Facebook and the election and all the other shady shit that they've been doing. So, like I said, history's shown that Zuckerberg, even though this movie might be fictionalized, he's not a great guy. And so, I just love this movie. It's just, it's just has a special place in my heart. Justin, what's your review?
I'm gonna give it a large. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. It's funny because like watching this, seeing Jesse Eisenberg, this is like his breakout role here, and
It's when he started getting really taken seriously as an actor, for sure. Yeah,
like I just remember watching. It was just like, oh man, I could see myself just punching this kid in the face. He's a very punchable.
Keep wanting to punch people, man.
Don't worry, I'm gonna punch you in a second. He has a very punchable. He plays a very punchable character in this film. But it is pretty. It's 2 hours.
Yes.
Do I feel like they could have cut some of this down, even though they did cut a lot out apparently? But I think the thing that is like it is also. There's a lot of fiction in here, and a lot of liberties were taken. I kind of wish that they actually kind of, looked at that book and like kind of.
The book is kind of like this.
Oh, it's fiction.
Yeah, that's what I'm like saying. Like it's not.
Oh, okay. So it's both driven.
Yeah, I mean, but Aaron Sorkin did say he read a lot of the deposition notes because those are public record stuff. Yeah. So when you go off that, it's like that's where a lot of that dialogue came from. But he filled in the gaps with the book and stuff.
So I mean, I just wish it was a little bit, closer to what was actually going on. Outside of that, it was a good watch. This wasn't painful to sit through, which is something that can't be said for a lot of films.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go, folks. Yeah, my review on Social Network for my birthday. Thank you so much, Justin, for indulging me here. How can people follow you, Justin?
Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It.
Yeah.
On all social media platforms. Oh yeah, I'm about to punch Brandon.
No. But I got some more questions for you.
No, Brandon, it's your birthday. And you can also follow this show and show us and tell us that you love us at patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15
That's what we do
over there. And, if you love this show, hey, our entire backlog is on Patreon. We have bonus shows. We have bonus episodes, mini episodes. Guys, Patreon is where you need to be. Again, that's patreon.com/medium popcorn.
That's right. Y'all know you can follow me at American Collins on Twitter. And then you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram. And Justin's trying to come around the back. He's like a fucking, that's so creepy. Oh my God. Folks, if you're not watching the video, holy shit, that's terrifying. Okay, I'm so nervous. Wish me a happy birthday, everybody. I love y'all. And Maybe I'll see y'all next week.
Break yourself, fool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
It looks like you're jerking off on my shoulder.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, 38. Ha, here's one for good luck. There you go. See, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, Brandon.
You know, visually, it looked like you were jerking off on my shoulder.
It's okay. Sometimes I do that.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Medium popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So